Okay, go ahead.
About 100 of the homes up for award in the rehabilitation project are about 100 of the homes up for award in the Homestead project here in Baltimore are located in this area, Audubon, one of the oldest sections of the city. It is in this area that Dee Burton will rehabilitate her home, this area that once was considered quite elegant at the turn of the century.
Up for award? Rolling.
About 100 of the two
Rolling.
About 100 of the 2,000 homes up for award in the Homestead project are located in this area, Audubon, one of the oldest in Baltimore. It's in this area, once considered elegant about the turn of the century, that Dee Burton will rehabilitate her property. About 100 of the 2,000 homes up for award in the Homestead project are located in this area, Audubon. It's in this area that Dee Burton will rehabilitate her home, an area that was once considered elegant about the turn of the century.
We got interested in the Homestead program to begin with and went down to City Hall and the offices to find out which houses were available. We found this one, put a request in for it, and were granted the home, and then all it had to do is to fix it. We've been working on it now since November of 1974, moved in July of 75. It's almost finished. It's getting there, but
What sort of loan did you get from the city to undertake this project?
well, the city is very great. We have a real loan, which was for $15,350, and we spent most of the money, not quite all of it yet, and we're this far along. And I say it's great because they give it to it 6% at those days. Now it's up to 7%. Everything else is going up too, I guess. So but we've had adequate money with the manpower and the hours that we've put into it to do what we needed to do. The front porch we rebuilt, and all the kitchen cabinets and one thing and another. All we've really hired done has been the electrical, the plumbing, and the heating, which the city demands we have done. You know how the unions are. So.
Mrs. Ball, what do you think?
I should start with the bricks because I saw a home, an apartment with some natural bricks, and I fell in love with them. So I proceeded to convince Bob to let me strip one wall in the living room, 3 walls in the kitchen, and 1 wall in the master bedroom. And we have the natural brick, and it gives it a nice, very homey, comfortable look. And then we have the Franklin stove to give us a fire in the winter, and it's just very comfortable. In fact, I just love coming home from school and to my nice little row house.
How about the kitchen, Mr. Ball? I understand that's your handiwork.
A lot of work.
Tell me something about the kitchen.
We just stripped it down to the bare walls, of course. Ceiling and everything came out. And as my wife has said, we took all the plaster off the brick walls. And she wire brushed them all by hand and sealed them all. And we built all the kitchen cabinets and put up the ceiling and the beams on it and that sort of thing. And then very carefully one day we laid floor tile to get the thing all fixed up.
Oh, cut. Get out of here.
So the kitchen's my pride and joy.
What do you estimate the commercial value of that kitchen? Or at least
somewhere
how much would it have cost you to have brought professionals in?
Someplace between $8,000 and $10,000 probably.
So how do you feel about your homestead home at this point?
Real great. Real great. I think it's wonderful. And as a wife has said, we think it's a wonderful thing, and we try to convince other people to do it.
So as far as you're concerned, the Homestead program is a great success here in Baltimore.
Certainly is. Certainly is. We just have to convince more people to get involved in it, that's all.
Thank you very much. This interview is with Mr. Roger Windsor, who is in effect, the director of the Homestead project, or the program, I should say. Mr. Windsor, other cities have initiated similar homestead programs, but apparently none with the success that Baltimore has enjoyed up to this point. What is it about the Baltimore program that sets it apart then from others that have not been nearly as successful?
I think there are 2 major reasons. The first one is the flexibility of the program. Because we're not tied to any specific piece of legislation and have general authority, we can adjust the program to meet the need of the marketability of the effort. The second thing is the fact that we have money that we can loan, city resources that we can loan to the homesteader in order to rehabilitate the building. I think those two things operating in unison make Baltimore's program very successful.
What is your projection for this program? You have about 2,000 homes that you will be awarding. You've awarded 300 or so far. What are your projections for the future of this program?
Well, we're moving along in both the areas of scattered site and concentrated homesteading. We're in the process of marketing right now a 157 unit concentrated program. Our scattered site is moving on. I don't think we're going to run out of houses in the next couple of years, and our projections are for a couple of hundred new homesteading units over the next year and a half.
What is the racial breakdown in this program? There have been complaints in some areas that low-income people, black people, have been uprooted by these programs, and middle-class whites are moving in and taking over. What is your experience here?
Our experience here with the racial breakdown is about a 50-50 break of black-white in the homesteading program, and that carries through. I think we've got a very good mix in the program of married couples, of single people, of black people, of white people, of middle-income people, and some lower-income people. So I think the program's really working out very well, and there is a great deal of diversity in it.
Do you plan to continue well past the 2,000 homes that are now available to move ahead and perhaps acquire another 2,000 and put them under the same homestead plan?
No predictions about acquiring more. Let's take care of the 2,000 we have first.
Well, Mr. Wenzel, good luck, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
This really looks nice, Roger.
Yeah, this program really worked out exceptionally well.
I understand. You told me this was probably the toughest area in the city.
It had that reputation, and people have moved in in spite of that reputation. The neighborhood has received very well the people that are here. The people have fit in well, I think, with the existing neighborhood. There's a lot of good spirit and cooperation going on, and with all the other redevelopment, we're expecting really big things out of this neighborhood, and it's exciting, very exciting.
What is the average worth of these places? I understand the original buildings were
Rehabilitation costs going into each of these structures, and what they're worth afterwards, I think, depends on the excitement in the marketplace and the marketability of these houses the second time around. We're hoping everybody here is going to stay here for a good while, and yet I think people are very confident about the marketability of these houses and the investment that they're making.
Now, these places pretty much fall into the same pattern as the homes in the Otterbein that we looked at earlier. In other words, these homes were awarded, and the people themselves undertook the rehabilitation with the aid of loans from the city.
That's right. And Otterbein and all of our other homesteading, we expect to take the same course of action. That as I say, the two things are the flexibility of having the city financing available and the flexibility of the program itself to meet the need is something that together really clicks and I think makes Baltimore way out in front.
Mr. Windsor, to date, how much city money has been invested in the Homestead program?
Well, you talk about investment. I think it's city money that has been loaned to the program. We're expecting to recover this money over time because they are loans and they will be repaid. I think we've got something in the vicinity of about $1.5 million to $2 million worth of loans out on homesteading.
And how many more millions do you have available?
Well, there's enough to do the homesteading program in the foreseeable future, and we've got $3 or $4 or $5 million worth of housing coming down in the pipeline. So we're very confident that we can see that one through as well.
Wait a minute, Joe. Of the more than 200 homes already awarded for rehabilitation, only one homesteader has defaulted for reasons of disillusionment or disinterest. For sheer weight of numbers, 2,000 homes, the impact on the total housing market may not be significant. But as a symbol of achievement and progress, this ultimate... Oh, you're moving that thing, Joe, and I'm wandering. Yeah, okay. Drop it down just a little, Joe, please. Thank you.